Hey guys, welcome back, John Megacycle here, another episode of Command & Conquer General Zero Hour. Boom! Trying to knock out the requests this week, trying to catch up. Everyone's wanting to see different stuff, different tactics, different units. That's really cool to see. Nice to see a lot of feedback, a lot of people watching, either tips I'm providing or helping, or a lot of the community coming back and saying, well, hey, you missed this one thing, now you know for next time. I'm learning a bunch. I'm loving it. I'm hoping I'm teaching you guys a thing or five or three or whatever. I'm having fun doing it. So here we go. Another quick adventure. This was a very straightforward request. Another skirmish. The United States Superweapons General versus the Chinese Nuke General on a large map. Now this is one of my favorite large maps. It's very modular. You can do a 2 versus 2, a 4 versus 4, 1 versus 1, whatever. The resources are very straightforward. They're easy to get to. There's a lot of level land. This one's called Iron Dragon. Very straightforward. I didn't receive any parameters about cash or super weapons. Since I am the super weapons general, I'm going to say that I'm going to be more handicapped by leaving limit super weapons on. So we're going to do that. Aside from that, cash 10k. I didn't really receive any other parameters. Aside from that, what I am doing is this matchup, I'm actually going to put me in a corner and them in a corner. Considering I'm the United States, I'd be able to figure out where they are pretty quickly anyway with my spy satellite. So what this is really doing is this is ensuring that I'm on one side, they're on another. That gives them plenty of room to grow, gives me plenty of room to grow, really gives the AI another little level of difficulty considering they're expanding, they're moving. If you're not, you're losing. So, pretty simple stuff. For this matchup, we're going to concentrate heavily on economy right out the gate, considering it's a large map that gives us more time to get our shop set up, which is perfect. Supply centers all around. Going to emphasize that as quickly as we can.
Going up.
So, no general promotions. Just to show you, there's a supply in each corner, north and south, and then the starting locations up front have their own supply stashes as well. So, we're going to go ahead and get right to it. Power plant, and then probably build about 3 supply stashes or supply centers to start mining the supply stash before we even worry about a military, to be honest. Move right up to that position. Let's go ahead and do this for real. Oh, hey, Chinese Nuke General, look at that. Bunker up, bunker up. Okay, we got that going on. I'm happy. Why don't you come on down here, queue up another supply center. Definitely want these things set up as quickly as we can, as early as we can. Every dollar that we have extra than our enemy gives us an advantage, and this is hopefully going to solidify a good head start for us.
That one's done. Clocked in.
Okay, we got 2 supply centers cranked out with the 2 Comanches. Chinooks, every time. If someone's doing every time shots that I mess that up, they're probably very drunk right now. Okay. Infantry, we've got oil derrick to the north, we've got a drop zone and another oil derrick in the center, so we're going to want to make sure we capture that stuff up as soon as we can. That's going to give us a nice advantage. Power, and by the time we spend out those dollars, this dozer will be here. We'll have enough for another supply depot, and what we're going to do is we're going to not even defend this one. All we need are 2 or 3 harvests out of it, and it would have already paid for itself. So instead of actually worrying about defending every single structure we have, we're just going to assume if they take it, they take it. I'm not too worried about it. Let's see here. Every Chinook brings in, what, $600?
Upgrade complete.
I believe. So it has to harvest 4 times for it to count, yeah. For it to pay for itself. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I hope for. So there's that. There we go. We have 3 supply centers we're going to move up, and we're going to take this one as well. We're actually going to defend only the front line, which may be a little gutsy, may be a little risky. So what I mean by that is I'm not going to start building Patriots back here yet. Not too worried about it at the moment. What we're going to do is we're going to build Comanches. Did I totally get that right? I totally got that right. We're going to build Comanches, and that's what's going to help us defend, kind of keep our defenses spread out and highly maneuverable. So, always need to check on my enemy. I don't see a whole lot of action yet, which is fine.
Reporting in. Have a job for me. Made in the U.S. of A. New construction.
Now here, since we're a little late to the game getting this one set up, we're just going to go right for Patriots.
Bring on the scaffolding.
I don't want to build the economic powerhouse there immediately. I had an infantry. Where did he go?
Gunship reporting.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Army's elite.
Go ahead and oil derrick that up as soon as you can.
In the field.
Look at that. We've already got a nice income coming in. We're going to go ahead and build a third dozer. You can't have too many dozers. Now, of course, say that with a grain of salt. But I mean, if you've got one sitting at your base, now that we're so spread out, it's good because now this one can concentrate on the strategy center, supply drops, power plants, all that stuff, so we keep the engine moving. We don't ever want to stop moving forward. The second we stop moving and we're happy with the way our defenses are laid out and we're happy how much money we're getting, that's cool and all, but the enemy's constantly moving, especially in AI. There's no, okay, stop building structures, don't ever build another structure again clause. It's always move, move, move. So we're going to keep that up in this case. We're going to spread out our power plants kind of evenly between the three bases. Want to make sure that we've got a good covering of what we need. We're going to build one more Patriot here, then we'll move right to power plants and supply center. And we've got cash, so we're going to keep building stuff. There's no reason why we should be stagnated. Let's get another power plant. Let's get that upgraded. Strategy center should be done momentarily. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and capture up this airdrop. Oh, reinforcement pad. Okay, that's right.
All finished. Clocked in.
Okay, now that we've got some power spread out, we're going to make sure that we've got at least one or two more Patriots there. And let's see what our enemy's up to. Some aircraft, no big deal.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and work our Comanches. Let's see if we can take out some of these infantry and
Upgrade
start to
complete.
impede their
Yeah.
growth, considering they're starting to take over some of the other civilian structures.
Frequencies
I forgot to include you guys to the group.
Visibility clear.
Upgrade complete.
Clocked in.
Keep it
On the
moving.
job. Laying the
We got the
foundation.
cash. We're going to go ahead and build our particle cannon. Probably not the best idea building it as close as we did, but that's okay. We're not going to go crazy on upgrades yet. We're not swimming in money yet.
Bring on the scaffolding.
We're doing better. We're probably
Special
doing
forces
far better
here.
than the
We'll
opponent.
take it from
In the
here.
field.
Okay, clear, clear. I did see an infantry unit up here. We can do a lot of good work ground control with just these Comanches.
In the field.
Can't have that. Keep that neutral.
Any more projects?
Upgrading the
Laying
new
the
supply line.
foundation.
Now that we've got a little bit more room, I want to start duplicating some of my production structures. That way, if they completely wipe out one of my bases, I've got stuff to work with. I'm not going to lose everything if they take out my one airfield. And of course, the Chinese Nuke General is going to emphasize heavily on tanks. And that's where our Comanches are really going to start rocking shop.
Frequencies open.
Come on.
Upgrade complete.
The nuclear fallout from the explosions truly impedes these guys on top of that.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Oh.
lost.
Came in with the MiGs for reinforcements. Totally put a stop to that.
Always ready. All finished. Let's
Our super weapons on the field. Perfect. We're going to start building the supply drops.
Yeah. I'll fix it.
Our EMPs are going to do a pretty darn good job stopping them in their tracks anyhow.
Laying the foundation.
But let's go ahead and get a few more of these Patriot sites set up.
New construction.
Wouldn't mind another one right there to double guard. Another thing with this map is there's a lot of civilian structures. You can start backfilling those things with rocket infantry literally anytime you want. So let's see here. We got our Comanches chunking out in the north. Got that queued up nicely. I'm going to want to start working on my Aurora Alpha bombers. Oh,
Pilot of the U.S.
I didn't realize you guys were stuck there. Come on back. Run, run, run.
Gotcha.
In the
Unit
field.
lost.
That one's done.
Visibility clear.
Always
Look at that, no problem. That'll stop their Air Force cold.
make my own road. Going
Now, I
up.
don't usually like to build such a heavy wall of Patriots like I'm doing now, but it's going to be very effective considering our AI is going to be mostly working with tanks, like I mentioned before.
Warning. Nuclear missile silo
Oh,
detected.
look at that.
Moving to new AO.
Now, we can do, since we have the Aurora Alpha bombers, these things are absolutely fantastic against structures. And since they take no damage going into the battle, we could just build 4 of them and attack. And I believe what that's going to do is it's actually going to completely destroy their nuclear facility.
Yes, sir.
Pick that apart, no problem.
Projects.
reporting in.
Now that we've done that, let's start to even out our attack force. We're going to get a war factory out. A little bit of micromanagement here. Yep. We got one turret per tank. That's perfect.
Going up. Clocked in.
Let's see. Let's get one more, and I'm pretty happy with that we can secure that one out.
In the field.
So,
Yes, sir.
have our gunships. Pretty happy about that. Now it's time to start to build other stuffs. Let's see. We want Avengers, clearly, because they're coming at us with Air Force. Tomahawks are going to be very handy. Let's get a few Humvees to even it out. And I wouldn't mind another barracks here to start producing missile infantry.
Upgrade complete.
In the field.
As with any attack or defense, you want to make sure that everything is even. You want to make sure that you're attacking with an even amount of forces. You don't want to just mass produce one kind of unit. You can, but that kind of gets boring from a tactical perspective, and it can be easily countered. For example, if we're just going in with a Zerg rush, that could be pretty easily countered with fire bats if you're used to StarCraft and that sort of a thing. There's always a rock, paper, scissors to everything, so we want to make sure that okay, probably supply plan. We want to make sure that we even out our forces as much as we can. In this case, we're going to put in some Avengers to take out any of their MiGs and anti-missile. We're going to get the Tomahawks here to soften up base defenses. We want the Humvees, we'll fill with rocket infantry, and that's going to help us out pretty nicely against the tanks. So here's what we've got here. We've got our full force of our supersonics, Aurora Alpha bombers. Let's go ahead and see what they have fully. Oh, they've got a lot of hardware. But let me demonstrate something. With these Aurora Alpha bombers, since they take no damage going into the shot, and only damage when they leave, they guarantee that they will hit their target. The 4 supersonics are all we're going to need to take out this nuke. And I'm just demonstrating that right now. There's 2. There's the other 2. Wiped out the whole business. Now, I'd be surprised if any of our planes got back at all. I think we lost every single one of them. However, in a pinch, that totally pays off.
Yes, sir. Got you covered.
If you really absolutely have to take care of their super, it's what you gotta do.
Lost.
Now, I just wanted to demonstrate that's how that can work. Come on out.
Comanche here.
Now, to defend against these nuke tanks, these nuke trucks, not trucks, the nuke cannons, that's what they're called. Definitely Comanches. Absolutely.
I want to blow something up. You bet. Let me launch one. Targeting cursor set. Frequencies open. Put it up. Comanche here.
And it sounds like they have their artillery because of our loss. So let's go
Unit
ahead and
lost.
speed things up a little bit, shall we?
Particle cannon activated.
I'd really appreciate it if you didn't have an airfield, or that power plant, or this war factory, or that nuke cannon.
Unit lost.
Absolutely perfect. If you double click like a madman, you can spam it. Spam the distance, spam the speed, and that really improves the efficiency of the particle cannon.
Good area. Wanna make some
But now that I've been doing a crap ton of talking, we're sitting on a ton of cash that we gotta spend, like yesterday. More of
Warning.
these guys.
Nuclear missile silo
Looks like they
detected.
rebuilt their nuke. I wouldn't mind a Pathfinder. Let's get some A10s going on here.
Got my missile launcher.
I wouldn't mind if that... let's go this way.
Missile launcher right here.
The propaganda center definitely can go because that's what they need to build their nuke cannons and the like.
Flying low. In the field. Gunship reporting on the
Okay.
way. Yes, sir.
Now we've got a little bit of time. Now things have kind of cooled down. We're going to start going back on our campaign of blowing up all the civilian structures that they captured.
Let's build.
And let's get another one of
Bring on
these
the
things.
scaffolding.
Definitely, as I mentioned before, if you got the cash, you got the time, you gotta pick up some new
Unit
stuff.
lost. Enemy Black Lotus detected.
Yeah, I'd like to see her last long.
Yes, sir. Search and clear.
Seriously? She's just gonna mosey on through? Yeah, I didn't think so.
All finished.
Gunship reporting in. I want to blow something up. On the trail.
Why don't you go ahead and repair yourself, huh, buddy?
I'll be your spotter. Help no one.
In the field.
This supply
Air
pile is
cover's on the way.
Okay, now that we're hearing all the reports like, this supply pile is done, we need to keep a real good mental check of how those resources are coming in and how they're being spent. Now that we don't have a steady income any longer, we need to make sure that we supplement that with these supply drops. In addition to that, when we don't need these facilities any longer, we should just sell them out and consolidate. There's absolutely no point to keep a bunch of supply stashes up if they're not necessary.
loaded with U.S.
Gunship
quality.
reporting in.
I'll get it there.
Yep, but he was a little too close.
Aurora in flight. Breaking the sound barrier.
Now, we can do that cheat again and take out their nuke facility. However, I'd like to do a little more long-lasting damage.
Supersonic navigation
So,
systems
oops, did I see another one? Oh, I saw a few of them.
Gunship reporting in.
Keeping the Comanches out and about will definitely prevent a lot of this damage from these nuke cannons.
Unit lost.
In the field.
It looks like we're actually doing a bit of a trade-off. We're losing some aircraft, they're losing some aircraft. This seems like a kind of a give and take kind of a battle so far. Not a big deal. This is a very large map. That's going to happen. Okay. There's fallout there clearly. Back up. It wouldn't be a bad idea to have a few of these ambulances on hand.
Gunship Comanche here.
Okay, let's see here. Really should have started to do these upgrades a lot earlier.
Congratulations, General.
And-
You have been promoted.
There must have been a nuke cannon and it must have been destroyed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here's what we got going on. We have, I like to do my planes in sets of two. I'm losing this,
laser system.
these land units like crazy.
Targeting cursor set. Long range ballistics.
And that's one of the bad things about being a human, I guess, is there's a lot to manage on these larger maps. That's just going to happen. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, hang on.
Pushing the
3,
envelope.
4.
Pushing the
Okay, so we've got quite an air force sitting here, and we've got our particle cannon ready to go. Just want to do a quick gut check for nuke cannons. I don't see anything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to particle, we're going to Aurora Alpha Bomb, we're going to put these guys dead
Particle
on
cannon
power.
activated.
There's one that puts them down. That's 2 that keeps them out. And bonus, bonus, bonus. Awesome sauce. Here we go. Supersonics. 1,
Passing overhead. Avionics.
2, 3,
Pushing the envelope.
and I don't see another power plant. So we're gonna go
Unit
right for
lost.
the internet. Oh, let's go for a war factor. Oh, no, let's go for these guys. I can't make up my mind. Oh my gosh. And we're gonna follow up with our A-10, so it's gonna be more than enough to take out the nuke.
In the field.
Now, we also have a substantial amount of helicopter firepower.
Frequencies
Now
open.
that they're offline, we can sneak right in.
Comanche here.
Let's see, they've got some missile infantry, they've got some Gatling tanks, that's all gonna, yeah, that's all normal. That's exactly what we can expect. Why don't you get in there, heal up.
Launch one. I'll fire at anything.
Okay. Time to rebuild some of our defenses that we've clearly lost in those airplane struggles. Oh, and artillery again. Now that we've heard it, what we're going to do is we're going to move all of you guys.
Unit lost.
Now, because we saw, I'm going to take a stab and say they're going to hit right here.
Defensive
Move,
laser system.
move,
Cruise
move.
ready. Finish.
And with any luck, they won't hit a darn thing.
Bucket up. Our base is being attacked.
Oh, they didn't hit. Oh, man. That was exactly it. Anytime you hear the artillery barrage, especially the artillery barrage, move your stuff. Once the enemy has designated a target, they can't change it. So, absolutely perfect that we did that.
Radar won't pick us up. Supersonic aircraft.
Let's get a few more groups ready again.
Radar won't pick us up.
Okay, how are we doing over here? Let's see.
Targeting cursors set. Supersonic aircraft. Avionics online.
I want to do another hit against their power, and then I can move in with the Comanches. Because now we have the rocket pods. That's exactly what I was waiting for.
Navigation systems check. Bomber ready for takeoff. Entering coordinates.
Perfect.
Comanche here.
Let's move
Air
in.
Cover's on the way. Visibility clear.
Every unit in a real-time strategy game has a purpose. The Aurora Alpha Bombers, absolutely, you just want to use them to take down the enemy, like we just did with the power. These Comanches, definitely going to provide... Oh boy.
Covered. Frequencies open. In the field. Got their position.
They must have come back online just a second ago.
Comanche here. Yes, sir. In the field. How about those rocket strikes? Frequencies open.
Okay, we might not be able to put our enemy into the ground with these Comanches, but we definitely given them a
Yes,
shake.
sir.
High-speed bomber ready for takeoff. Standing by for coordinates.
Unit lost. Warning. Nuclear missile
I must have
tower
accidentally hit the wrong
detected.
button. I didn't mean to bring you guys. And I'm going to lose them easily. Yep.
Some tanks.
Well, that was my mistake.
Let's go in that building.
Who needs help?
No,
Let's get there
you
quick.
frickin'
Particle
dorks.
cannon ready.
Okay. I use these land forces
Unit
very
lost.
poorly, but it's important that we have them.
Particle cannon activated.
Let's go ahead and give this another go. Let's see. 1, 2 takes them down. 3 knocks them out.
Comanche here.
Now they still have that Gatling tower somewhere around here, or that Gatling vehicle. But how many Comanches do we have? 2, 4?
Nav system set. How about those rocket balls? All accessible targets.
Wipe that up. Wipe that out.
Yes, sir. Comanche
Run.
here.
Run, 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 run.
Long-range ballistics.
Frequencies open.
I don't stand a chance against that many Gatling tanks.
Medical supplies on hand.
Okay.
Avionics online.
Oh, looks like we got EMP'd, which means they are level 5.
Avionics online. Radar won't pick us up.
Now it's time for us to really start working these guys
Radar won't
over.
pick us up. Breaking the sound barrier.
1,
Passing overhead. Breaking
2,
the sound barrier.
3,
Charging
four.
radar won't pick us up. Phase cleared.
Taking out the command center is going to absolutely ensure that they can't use their command abilities against us. We're taking out the airfield, the nuclear missile, the command center. And we're following up with some A-10s on the propaganda center to boot.
Unit lost.
Boom. No command center, no nuke. They do have war factory capabilities and some supplies somewhere, I'm sure.
Comanche here.
But we're whittling them down. This is a large map, so our airplanes are going to take a while to keep recharging. Time to do a gut check. Let's make sure all of our aircraft are producing. Here, I want nothing but Comanches on the dime 24/7. I don't know what on the dime means. I just said it. So we're going to leave that there.
In the U.S. of A.
Tactical lasers online.
Good area.
Standing by for
Got the cash, we got the time.
Hidden
Right now we're just going to keep going, moving forward, making sure that we are producing.
Yes, sir.
Tactical lasers online.
In the field.
High-speed bomber ready for takeoff.
And by producing, I mean, of course, defenses, units. Want to make sure that nothing is sitting.
High-speed bomber ready for
Battlefield is a
takeoff.
messy place.
It doesn't even necessarily matter if you use your whole army, or you use certain aspects of it, or what have you. The point is that you have it. If we were sitting on a ton of cash and we weren't even using our art, like we weren't building an army, that's something else entirely.
Radar won't pick us up.
That one's done.
Supersonic
Gunship
aircraft.
reporting in.
Radar won't pick us up.
Oh man,
Any more projects?
I'm running out of number keys. Oh, that's such a good feeling with these guys. Okay, what is left? What is left?
Pushing the envelope.
Lots of units. This is where these Aurora Alpha Bombers are definitely going to shine.
Supersonic aircraft. Radar won't pick
reporting
us
in.
up. Supersonic aircraft. Pushing the envelope. Radar won't pick us up.
Delivering payload.
These things drop a small fuel air bomb. Now, what that means is there's a secondary explosion, and you're definitely going to see that. Check this out.
Unit lost.
Gunship reporting in.
Now, we might have lost a good amount of units, but we've removed a ton of theirs from the game.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Absolutely
lost.
Air
beautiful.
cover's on the way.
That was absolutely
Hose 'em
beautiful.
down.
Keep our Comanches out and about. Make sure that we are paralyzing their military effort, especially with these nuke cannons.
Particle cannon ready.
Unloading rockets. Yes, sir.
I missed it. Oh man, I missed. And I don't know what you were shooting at, buddy, but it wasn't me. Now where did that nuke cannon
Air cover's
go?
on the way.
You know, that thing I just said I was totally going to watch and not let out of my sight?
Unit lost.
Did it explode for me?
In the field.
I'm going to take a stab and say it exploded for me.
Air cover's
Now, we
on
do
the
know
way.
that they've got their supply trucks running back and forth here. We're going to make sure that we garrison our Comanches down there to try to limit the amount of supply they're receiving.
Yes, sir.
And in that
High
regard,
and low. Air cover's on the way.
alright, particle cannon's online. Let's take a gander.
Gunship
Can
reporting
easily
in.
Particle
clean this up
cannon
with a particle
activated.
cannon. You're done. You're done. You're done. You guys go on early retirement. Now, the things that the AI checks for before it sells out, which it does in most of the recent RTS games, it needs to make sure it has a way to produce, meaning any factories. It has to make sure it has a way to construct new structures, and it has to ensure it has a way to gather
Yes,
new
sir.
income. If those three things aren't met, or a combination of those things, the AI may
In the
just
field.
surrender. Oh crap.
Yes, sir.
Whew, I just heard them come back online as I was sending my Comanches through. That was a little scary. I think we can peg both of those with just that one shot.
Frequencies open.
Medic here.
Avionics online. Aurora in flight. Avionics online. Radar won't pick us up. Breaking the
Pushing
sound
barrier.
supersonic aircraft.
Okay, got the cash. Taking a little bit of extra time to make sure you're building your units is far more important than, well, in my opinion, it's very important. Now, we're missing some of our Chinooks here.
Loaded with U.S. quality.
Yeah, get to work,
Providing
guys.
resources. Comanche here.
Unit
Operation
lost.
underway.
And they are offline. Excellent.
Yes, sir.
One of the things we want to make sure now that our enemy is in such a crippled state is we most certainly don't want to go demolishing these Gatling towers. It's important that they stay up because it increases the amount of electricity the enemy needs to play.
Pushing the
In
envelope.
which case,
Supersonic aircraft. Radar won't
let's
pick
tap
us
some
up.
red mana, deal some damage directly to
Unit
player,
lost.
or just remove target player from the game. That's just as fun too.
Making a sweep.
High-speed bomber
This guy's got
ready.
nothing
Frequencies
left.
open.
High-speed bomber ready for takeoff.
He does have a crap ton of hackers, which we're definitely going to have to deal with.
In the field.
Yeah, my planes have been hitting this center
Frequencies
structure
open.
often. I was playing an earlier skirmish.
Comanche
That's
here.
been happening a lot. I don't really approve.
sir.
I mean, I don't know what to do about it. But it's just one of those things about this map that
Frequencies
I haven't
open.
cared for.
This one's mine.
Okay, I think they've got that one dozer and that's it.
Comanche here. Moving to new AO. Nav system
I saw a
set.
listening post
Visibility
there. We're going
clear.
to swing right wide around.
Visibility clear. Hose 'em down.
Power plant,
Yes, sir.
annihilate that dozer, and this
Frequencies
should be
open.
game
How about
over.
those rocket pods? Time to
Yeah, how
strike.
about those rocket pods?
Comanche here.
Excellent. Now we're just going to
Air
retreat.
cover's on the way.
Again, no way to gain new income, no way to produce units, no way to produce structures. That's a checklist, and that should actually call this one a mission pretty soon here. If it doesn't,
You are
yep,
victorious.
there we go. A little bit of a longer match. It is on a large map. proving that if you move quickly, you can isolate your economy and really get it to blossom. I mean, you've really got to concentrate on that immediately, right out the gate, because once you win the dollar per dollar fight, it's just throwing the hardware at them. My unit lost count was a little high, not normal for me, but that's okay. We kind of did some real lightning tactics early on, trying to prevent our enemies from ever launching a nuke. And like I was saying before, concentrating on economy gave us about $100,000 more. It was perfect. Quick expansion, quick moving with our military, kept them trapped in that little area. I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out. So, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I appreciate it. If you got any tips, hit me up, and I hope you learned something. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.